Hi guys. So in this video I kind of wanted to address something that I've experienced working in the city of Toronto and like in the GTA in general. And that's working in the hospitality industry per se. Now, the only reason I'm really wanting to talk about this is because I saw that whole Chuck E. Cheese fiasco thing with the recycled pizza. And stuff like that happens really everywhere, even in the city. I won't, give names for legal reasons, but I worked in some of the biggest hotels, biggest restaurants, and all I can say is that if you're ever gonna eat from a hotel, especially breakfast time, I would probably stay clear of it because I've known from experience and the fact of actually I've seen it firsthand that these guys most of the time, especially in hotels, they recycle breakfast. Now, what I mean by recycle breakfast, well, there's a few things, but for example, the main thing I can say is breakfast sausages. A lot of these places I've watched, they'll take like half the sausages or whatever's left over. They'll throw it in the fridge, leave it there for maybe a day or two. Sometimes they forget, which I've seen too, and then they'll just heat them up and throw them back in for the first set of people who come eat breakfast at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I've seen that a lot. Same with bacon. I worked an overnight shift once, and I had a piece of bacon that was probably like 4 days old. You do not want to know how that tasted. That is something I wouldn't even wish on my worst enemies. It's just freaking disgusting. Or even worse than the whole bacon thing is eating breakfast sausage that's like probably 2, maybe 3 days old. That's that's so. And I've done that. You work overnight, you get hungry. You just want to go snag a sausage when no one's looking. It happens. But the worst I would have to say is eggs. I don't know who in their right mind it's like so cheap to recycle eggs. Like I don't even think they do that in prison. Like it's disgusting. You go eat some eggs or you eat like a calzone or something that's like a day or two old. I think that's the same equivalency of like horridness. But yeah, that's just in hotels really. I worked in a few hotels I've seen that. I even worked in one hotel where their dishwashing department didn't even wash the dishes. I saw how they did their dishes. They took a hose, kind of like a spray, and just sprayed down the plates. I didn't go through no dishwasher. I didn't see no soap. That's why I'm very skeptical when it comes to eating at hotels because I worked in them. I've seen what happens on the inside, and I can say it's not always kosher. But you know, restaurants can also be pretty bad. But I find they're not as bad as like hotels and banquets and stuff. Restaurants can. It really depends on who's running it, who the chef is for restaurants. Like I've worked in some where I've seen them get live animals, like live fish, to freeze it to death, unthaw it, season it, throw it back in the freezer, which I think is irrelevant. If you're gonna get something like a live fish, for example, just do what you need to do, and then freeze it. Like there's no point in like having that thing suffer where it freezes, right? It's inhumane, really. Or worked at other places where they defrost their meat on the floor or in a sink of dirty dishes. Like you never really know what goes on behind that counter when you order your food or when you go to sit down or even like while you're eating. Like there's just a few things you can think about, like when you're going to eat in like especially like restaurants that are like kind of in the middle of nowhere, or like there's like 6 or 7 of them on the same strip. No, you gotta keep a close eye on those ones because you never know what you're putting in yourself. Next, you have like a 10-foot tapeworm or something. But yeah, I think that's really it for like hotels and restaurants. Like what I've experienced, what I've seen working in them. Like it's pretty interesting, like what goes on behind closed doors. Never judge a book by its cover. That's really it. So I guess that's all for now, and I'll see you guys later.